Pleased now to be joined by Australian Filipino fighter Joshua Culibao, 8-1-1, up against China's Sha Yilan at the Font Garbrandt card very soon. Excited to be joined now. How are you, mate? How's it going? How's preparations?
I'm going good. Just getting the last few kilos off now, as everyone does, getting the weight cut down now. I'm feeling great, feeling fit. I'm ready to go.
So you're training down in Sydney. How's it going, the camp over there? When are you heading over to Vegas?
So I leave this Friday. So what's today? Wednesday. 2 more days, and then I'll leave for Vegas. And like I said, camp's going good.
We're speaking to you from Kuala Lumpur at the moment. I understand you've been speaking to some Filipino media. You've got the Filipino heritage. Have you been getting a lot of love from the Philippines? Obviously, a massively rich culture in martial arts.
I feel like I do get some support from the Philippines, but I would definitely love some more support from the Philippines. You know, for sure. Like, I know how much the Filipino culture love combat sports and martial arts. You know, so to be one of the very select few Filipino fighters to ever make it to the UFC is a big thing for me.
Obviously, everyone knows Manny Pacquiao. You know, they've got Team Lakay up in Baguio City. Do you have anyone that you really look up to? Who are your biggest kind of people that you respect in the sport?
It's definitely the top three. Is Manny Pacquiao is definitely number one as the top Filipino. There's a few boxers like Nonito Donaire, Brandon Vera, and Mark Munoz. So all, you know, to me, are legendary Filipino fighters, boxers. So those are the guys I sort of look up to when I was growing up.
Your last fight was a banger against Jordan. You know, you dropped him with a beautiful shot. Having had a little bit of time to reflect on that, that was back in October on Fight Island. How do you look back on that one now?
That one was a very, very annoying fight, because it's one of those fights that I feel like I deserved the nod and I deserved the win. I feel like I did enough to get that win, and to still be sitting here now 6 months later, still not having a win in the UFC is a little bit annoying. But it's given me more time to sort of change my mindset in terms of not leaving it in the hands of the judges. I've just, you know, recently watched the fight on the weekend, a Korean guy versus I think it was an American, and this Korean fighter absolutely dominated this guy from start to finish. One judge gave it 30-25 for him. Another judge gave it 29-28, I think. And then the last judge gave it a draw. So how is one judge going to give 30-25 and then the last judge at the end of the other table going to give a draw? It just boggles my mind how some of these judges score these fights. So to me, it's given me another a way of looking at the fight to sort of just go in there, you know, and take the decision out of their hands. You know, the decision should be in my hands. I'm looking to finish this fight. It's not upon them to sort of give me the nod whether I did enough. You know, to me, I'm going out there and looking for this finish.
So your debut in the UFC didn't go your way, and, you know, a bit of frustration against Jordan. But how important is it to get that octagon time in? Sha Yilan is going to be debuting. So is it important for you that you managed to log that experience and that you're going to be the one welcoming him to the promotion?
I think the nerves will be there for him, but I'm not banking on him I'm not banking on him sort of folding to the pressure. I'm banking on him, you know, coming the best shape of his life, you know, being the most mentally prepared, because this is his time to shine. This is his UFC debut. And, you know, now that I've already been through that experience and, you know, had 2 fights already in UFC now, I understand where he's coming from. So, yeah, I'm not banking on him folding under this pressure. But, yeah, I'm definitely ready for the best Sha Yilan that comes. So,
how well do you know him? Have you had a good look at him? He's fought a lot of lightweight. You know, is his size going to be a factor?
I don't think size is going to be a factor. No, I think I'm a pretty big featherweight in terms of size and just frame for that weight division. And yeah, I to be honest, I could fight at lightweight too. outside of the UFC. Definitely not inside the UFC, but I could have easily fought outside of the UFC lightweight a few times. Yeah, I don't think size will be a big factor. And in terms of his experience and stuff, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just excited for this fight. I think it's going to be a banger of a fight.
Obviously, being based in Australia, I saw that you had a chance to train with Volk not so long ago, back in March. How was that, and how big of a kind of inspiration is he, given what he's achieved in recent years?
It's massive. It is massive. I got to be a part of his second Max Holloway fight, where Australia was in complete lockdown. No gyms were open. This was like in the peak of when COVID-19 restrictions were like full on here in Australia. So to be a part of his camp for that, to be able to stay down there with him and do every single session beside him was huge, because now I got a personal insight on what it takes to be a UFC champion. And, you know, ever since that camp, I've just been imitating exactly what he's been doing and doing it, you know, rigorously, like continuous, you know, nonstop, and just constantly training. So yeah, it's given me something to chase, something to motivate me. So it's been massive for me.
Yeah, his work ethic is unbelievable, right? This one for you, I mean, you're such a hard hitter. What is the most important thing for you to get to show against Sha Yilan?
What's the most important, sorry?
What's the most important thing for you about this fight that you're looking to show for yourself when it's all said and done? What do you most need to tick off here in this performance?
That I can crack. I want to be able to hit this guy and completely, you know, separate him from his consciousness. And yeah, just once I hit him, just to be able to show that I've got that finishing capabilities, where if I have someone hurt, that it's done. Once you're hurt in front of me, I'm going to get that finish. So I think the biggest thing here is, obviously I'm looking to hit and not get hit. That's the whole point of this game. But yeah, I want to be able to finish this guy as soon as I get this guy hurt, get him out of there as soon as possible.
And finally, you seem to love the sport when you're in there. You know, you're flying. What is it you love most about being in the UFC, competing at the highest level? What is it that gets you about this sport?
You just said it. Competing at the highest level is the thing that gets me going the most. I feel like when I first started with this sport, I didn't know how far I was going to go. And then I sort of got a taste for it. And I just realized, you know, I can compete with the best in the world. And, you know, fighting in the UFC has given me that platform to fight against the best in the world. So, you know, I'm motivated every single fight now, because I know the guys that I'm fighting, they're the best in their region, or wherever they're from. He's probably one of the best in China. I'm one of the best in Australia. Jordan, who was from Canada, was one of the best, or is one of the best in Canada, you know. So every single time I fight now, I know I'm fighting the best wherever they are, whatever local region they're fighting from. So yeah, that's my biggest thing that gets me going fighting in the UFC is competing against the highest level of this sport. And then, yeah, it gives me that satisfaction that I'm fighting against these guys. And when I get these wins over these guys, it's just even more so that proving a point to myself, sort of thing.
Last one for me, mate. You're 26, right? So in the prime of your career, or getting there. Have you planned out your trajectory of your career, what you need to do to get in those rankings and to go to the next step and the step after? How far do you see yourself going? How far do you want to go? And what's the trajectory like to achieve that?
I want to be a champion. There's no other way around that. I want to be a champion. I want to be, you know, considered one of the best of the best, and that's it. For me, the end goal is always to be the champion, to be one of the best, considered one of the best in my weight division. But as for like trajectory, I just see every fight as it comes. So I'm treating the next fight as the biggest fight, the next fight, the biggest fight, the next, like, I can't look past what I have to do, because all me talking about the future or these next other fights won't matter if I don't get through this challenge now. So Sha Yilan is my first challenge. knock him out of the way. Next challenge, whoever it is, knock them out of the way constantly. Just fight by fight, you know, step by step. So until I get the belt. So that's the plan. That's always been the plan, is the belt and to be considered one of the best. So yeah, so I can't look too much further. It's just one fight at a time for me.